Hello fellow YouTubers, Mac in VR here, and welcome to my channel dedicated to all things gaming in mixed and virtual reality. Today we're looking at the long-awaited Medal of Honor Above and Beyond by Respawn. Can it live up to the hype? Let's get straight into it then, and remember, we're born to respawn. Oh yes! In 2016, Respawn decided to resurrect Medal of Honor after the frankly dire Warfighter killed the franchise back in 2012. The game was revealed at Oculus Connect 6 back in 2019, and it looked like rebooting the franchise in VR was going to be a AAA hit. I must admit that I was extremely excited, as I had very fond memories of playing the original Medal of Honor game way back in 1999, and the thought of actually being there in VR seemed too good to be true. Prophetic? Just wait and see. A couple of days before the game dropped, a multiplayer trailer was revealed along with further info on install size and suggested PC specs. The download will be a whopping 170 gigabytes, and the PC spec required was equally monstrous: an Intel i7, RTX 2080 or equivalent, 16 gig of RAM, and all this installed on an SSD. Luckily for me, my PC was just above this spec, so I was looking forward to playing this game fully optimised on my Quest 2 via the official link cable. I bought this game from the official Oculus Quest store and it was £45. It's £55 on Steam. £55. That's the most expensive game I think I've ever seen. So after a lengthy download and install, I fired up the game and, well, any of my subs will let you know that within 2 hours I'd posted up on my community page advising people not to buy the game as it was a laughable, buggy mess. I've now played through the entire single player campaign, which took about 10 hours, played all the multiplayer modes, dabbled in the survival mode and watched most of the gallery content. Has my opinion of the game changed? Let's get into it then. There are two main elements to Medal of Honor: the single player campaign and the online multiplayer, so I will talk about them as separate entities. The single player campaign drops you into the shoes of an OSS agent during World War II, tasked with fighting against the dastardly Nazi Third Reich in a variety of locations, from the deserts of Tunisia, the vineyards and towns of France, the frozen wastes of Norway, the windswept North Atlantic, the beaches of Normandy, and finally to the land and skies of Germany itself. Very Medal of Honor.
Can't believe you came back for us. You saved our lives.
Lieutenant, you took a direct hit.
How do you feel?
The initial scene in Tunisia had my mouth agape. Not in a Half-Life Alyx balcony scene mouth agape, but more of a, have I got the graphics set too low kind of mouth agape. And that's where the problem started. Graphically, this game is a complete mess. The character models are laughable. I hate to use that term, but I say it as I see it. Every character in the game looks like they're as high as a kite on cocaine. Just check out the Vino brothers here. And that isn't an isolated incident. It is so hard to maintain any interest in the characters' monologues when they look like they've been partying with Tony Montana and 2 kilos of blow. On the other hand, the game can be quite beautiful. The fight in the Gestapo HQ, taking back the town of Dubuisson, storming through a Nazi V2 rocket site that is on fire, all gorgeously rendered with incredible attention to detail and a real eye for World War II fighting vehicles, both land and air. As stated, my PC is above the spec quoted to run the game in its optimal settings, but even my PC struggled to get anywhere near 90 frames per second, usually hovering about 75 frames per second, with dramatic drops down to 5 to 10 FPS when things got chaotic. Oh, then there are the cutscenes and the interminable loading screens. This is how your life will be. Finish level, loading screen. 1 minute cutscene, unskippable, loading screen. Briefing room for next level, unskippable, loading screen. Quartermaster to select loadout, loading screen. Start level with unskippable cutscene. It's a good job I'm bald and don't have any hair to pull out. Medal of Honor Above and Beyond also has one of the worst stealth missions I've ever had to endure. You have to infiltrate a Nazi submarine base and steal the blueprints to their brand new super sub. Sounds like fun? Well, you pretend to be a janitor walking around a draftsman's office picking up paper, trying not to wake up sleeping Nazis while attempting to steal a key. This is all the ways I failed the mission. I patted the head of a guard who was searching me. I walked too quickly. I didn't walk quickly enough. I put a pastry in my trolley. A fucking pastry. There is another part of one of my favourite missions where you have to spot some flat cannons for the RAF to bomb. For this you have to use a pair of binoculars, and the view is so broken that it made me feel ill. Oh, and let's talk about sniper scopes. Actually, let's not talk about sniper scopes because they're fucking broken too. But after all this, there is some fun to be had in this game, and Medal of Honor is at its best when you're storming through a level, mowing down Nazi scum with your favourite weapon, in my case the pump-action shotgun. I've already mentioned it, but the fight inside Gestapo HQ, charging through a speeding train trying to rescue the resistance leader, using a gas mask and the torch on your Schmeiser to mow down Nazis in a smoke-filled bunker, and a short but glorious firefight on a Nazi submarine. These moments are unfortunately outweighed by missions that are just plain boring or misjudged. Pretending to be a Kriegsmarine admiral so you can slip aboard a Nazi destroyer. Skiing away from an avalanche and being killed numerous times without knowing why. They even managed to screw up the Omaha Beach landing scene by forcing you to run around in full sight of German machine gun nests while planting explosives. And then when you finally get up to the trenches and bunkers, it's all over in minutes as you only have one bunker to clear before hitting that inevitable cutscene. So the verdict on the single player campaign. It has its moments, and I will take away some good memories, but there are far too many turgid missions, annoying cutscenes with turgid dialogue, and those graphics are just, well, you guessed it, turgid. So let's move swiftly onto the multiplayer component, because let's remember you'll probably spend more time playing multiplayer than the campaign anyway, and you're talking to a guy who has put over 200 hours into Onward's online multiplayer. There are 5 main modes: Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch and Domination. Are all fairly straightforward and don't need an explanation. The 2 other modes included are a bit different. Blast Zone is deathmatch with a randomly generated ring appearing during matches. Mad Bomber has you running around various maps planting your bombs, trying to defend it before it explodes, defusing enemy bombs and hopefully getting kills with your bomb when it does explode. Basically it's deathmatch with a twist, but I think this was my favourite mode as the bomb adds a glorious maniacal twist to proceedings. I encountered 2 big problems while playing, however. Firstly, the frame rate dipping caused unpredictable aiming, and an online shooter lives and dies by its smooth, predictable gunplay. Secondly, I took the European server box and spent about 4 hours playing the various modes, and I was never in a room with more than 3 human players at any one time. The rest of the server was populated by bots. Now, while I like a nice healthy 30-to-1 kill-death ratio, it wasn't taxing or challenging or fun. That same day I jumped onto Population 1 with my mates and had a total blast in that same 4-hour period, and that says it all. The single player campaign is poor, though there is fun to be had. The multiplayer is dead already. While the gallery was excellent, I'm a real World War II history buff, so to see men and women from this most golden of generations speaking. But I think Respawn got sidetracked here, and they need to remember they're making a video game, period. So unfortunately, as with Medal of Honor Warfighter, I think that Above and Beyond will kill the franchise for at least 8 years. Which is a real pity, as there is some fun to be had here, but the laughable character models, high purchase price, the insane PC specs and the lack of progression in the frankly underwhelming multiplayer makes me think that Respawn need to go away and have a very long, hard look at themselves. I give this a miss unless you can get it in a sale, or maybe wait till they patch out the problems, which is a big ask in my humble opinion. So that's it then. I'm sorry if it wasn't what you wanted to hear. Did you buy the game on release? What did you think about Medal of Honor Above and Beyond? Get involved and comment down below. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. That was my knee. I'll see you on the other side.
Beautiful day for flying. Unfortunately, it is time for our little friends to head back. Chatsworth Girl, we are at our fuel limit. I wish I could stay with you all the way. Captain Holloway, you cannot...